Once everyone was having a wholesome evening, Chika and Emmanuel had other plans. Emmanuel, feeling adventurous, whispered, "Let's go somewhere quiet." Chika hesitated, but followed him behind a row of bushes and out of sight. "You know I like you very much," Emmanuel started. "You're too beautiful and it drives me crazy." Then he leaned into her. Immediately, a bright flashlight beamed on them. Mary was in Queensfield as a guest speaker, invited by her aunt, the school principal. The plan was for her to give a talk on health and relationships, but the problem was that the students were too busy giggling over their Valentine plans to care. As Mary walked through the schoolyard, she heard snippets of their conversation. "Cynthia, are you sure he's taking you to that hotel?" Of course. 5-star treatment." Another girl, Ngozi, raised an eyebrow. "But hotel for what? You know what that means, right?" Cynthia rolled her eyes. "Look, it's not that deep. We'll just chill, maybe swim. It's not like I have to do anything." Ola scoffed. "Do you trust yourself? My sister, temptation is real, oh. Once you're in that cozy room, soft bed with the music playing, it's over." Cynthia waved her off. "He's not like that." Ola snorted. "That's what everyone says, until it happens." Mary nearly choked on her bottle of water. "Oh no, we have work to do," she muttered to herself. She wasn't going to let these girls walk into danger. But how do you stop a moving train of teenage rebellion? You derail it. She found Principal Agnes in her office. "Auntie, we need to do something before half of your students run off into the arms of trouble." Principal Agnes sighed. "Oh, you've already seen what I've been dealing with. You're right. We need to do something. But how?" Mary grinned. "We'll give them a better Valentine's Day plan." The school bell rang as students gathered for lunch. Principal Agnes cleared her throat. "Attention, girls! In celebration of Valentine's Day, we have a special guest." Mary stepped forward with a smile. "Ladies, I hear tomorrow is all about love. But let's talk about smart love. How about a Valentine experience that is thrilling, fun, and most importantly safe?" The girls blinked at her. Then she dropped the bombshell. "I am inviting you all to the Ultimate Valentine's Challenge, a surprise event. The only rule, if you go, you stay until the end. No sneaking off." The skeptical students grumbled, but curiosity won. What could be more exciting than a secret rendezvous with their boyfriends? They had to find out. At 3 p.m. on Valentine's Day, a school bus arrived and whisked the girls off to a surprise location, a beautifully decorated garden venue filled with fairy lights, a live band, and an elaborate buffet. "Oh my God, is this a wedding?" one of the girls shouted. Another sniffed. "No, but I am ready to marry this food." Instead of running off with boys they couldn't really trust, the girls got ready for games, music, and thrilling competitions. There was a truth booth where the girls could anonymously drop relationship questions, and Mary would answer them live. The Q&A section turned out to be both hilarious and eye-opening. "Miss Mary, is it true that love at first sight is real?" someone asked. Mary laughed. "Yes, if you're talking about jollof rice." This response cracked the girls up. "Miss Mary, people say using protection kills the vibe. What do you think?" another asked. Mary raised an eyebrow. "Tell them HIV kills the vibe more. Besides, you're too young for such conversations." The laughter turned into murmurs. "Miss Mary, how do I know if a boy truly loves me?" Mary smiled. "A boy who truly loves you will respect you, your choices, and your boundaries. If he is pressuring you to do something you're not ready for, that's not love, it's manipulation." "Miss Mary, what if everyone around me is in a relationship but I'm not? Does that mean something is wrong with me?" one of the girls inquired. Mary shook her head. "Absolutely not. Being single isn't a disease. It's actually an opportunity to know yourself better and build the life you want. Besides, you're actually too young. The right relationship will come at the right time." "Miss Mary, my friend says if a guy spends money on you, you owe him something in return. Is that true?" Mary's expression turned serious. "No, no, and no. No one owes anyone their body because of gifts. A kind person gives without expecting anything in return. If someone acts like they bought your affection, they don't respect you. The girls know that, deep in thought, the truth was finally sinking in. Just as the event was peaking, a delivery van rolled in. The side door slid open, revealing a group of clean, handsome teenage boys. Dear boys. The girls screamed, "What are they doing here?" Principal Agnes smirked. We intercepted their plans and invited them to the real Valentine's party. As the boys settled in, Mary addressed the boys with a playful smile. "All right, gentlemen, let's talk about relationships. Raise your hand if you've ever thought nothing bad can happen if you're too careful." Several hands shot up. The girls giggled. Mary nodded. "Interesting. Now raise your hand if you've ever felt pressure to do something just because everyone else was doing it." A few hands went up more hesitantly. Some of the boys exchanged glances. Mary grinned. "All right, last one. Raise your hand if you'd rather have a Valentine's Day full of fun, laughter, and good memories, without regrets." This time, every single hand went up. She clapped her hands together. "Exactly. So let's make today one to remember." As the evening unfolded, Mary noticed Amaka and a shy boy named Tunde sitting under a tree, deep in conversation. She approached quietly, listening in. "I used to think love was about proving yourself," Amaka admitted, like doing things to keep someone happy. "But now, I think love is more about feeling safe." Tunde nodded. "Yeah, guys too. We act tough, but sometimes we do things we are not really ready for because we are scared of looking weak." Amaka smiled. "Maybe love isn't about pressure. Maybe it's about growing together." Tunde chuckled. "That's deep. Are you a philosopher?" Amaka laughed. "No, just someone who is beginning to understand what Miss Mary has been saying." Mary smiled to herself. Now we're getting somewhere. Not everyone was having a wholesome evening. Chika and Emmanuel had other plans. Emmanuel, feeling adventurous, whispered, "Let's go somewhere quiet." Chika hesitated, but followed him behind a row of bushes and out of sight. "You know I like you very much," Emmanuel started. "You're too beautiful and it drives me crazy." Then he leaned into her. Immediately, a bright flashlight beamed on them. Ahem! They turned to see Principal Agnes standing there, arms folded, with Mary beside her. "Oh, please," Mary sighed. "The only thing you two should be sneaking off for is extra food." Chika groaned. "We were just about to make a decision you would regret." Principal Agnes raised an eyebrow. The two students walked back to the event, heavily embarrassed. Just as the night was winding down, a shriek burst the air. "My bracelet! It's gone!" Cynthia clutched her wrist, eyes wide with panic. The girls gathered around as she pointed to the golden charm bracelet she had been flaunting all evening. "I had it on just now," she insisted. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "Are you sure you didn't drop it?" Ngozi asked, kneeling to check the grass. Cynthia shook her head furiously. "It was right here. Someone must have taken it." Tension taking the air. The event had been fun, but nobody liked the idea of a thief among them. Mary, sensing an opportunity to turn this into a lesson, clapped her hands. "All right, let's play detective. No one is leaving until we solve this mystery." The girls exchanged nervous glances. The boys shifted uncomfortably. Mary continued. "Let's retrace Cynthia's steps. Where were you last?" Cynthia frowned, thinking hard. "I was dancing. Then I went to get a drink. Then, her face spilled. Oh my god, I was in the truth booth." Everyone turned towards the booth where anonymous questions had been dropped earlier. It was dimly lit, a perfect place for someone to snatch a bracelet unnoticed. Mary strode forward, pulled back the curtain and said, "Well, well, well, look what we have here." Dangling from the edge of the wooden seat was the missing bracelet. With the bracelet found, the tension eased and the students burst into laughter. Cynthia nudged Ngozi. "I beg, after all this, I'm just happy I still have my bracelet." Ngozi shook her head. "I can't believe you almost accused one of us of stealing." Cynthia rolled her eyes. Okay, I'm sorry." Just as the night seemed to be winding down, Principal Agnes stepped up to the microphone. All right, everyone, before we wrap up, I have something special. Our staff found an anonymous love letter left behind in the truth booth. The crowd gasps. Ow, some girls cooed, while others giggled. Principal Agnes unfolded the note dramatically. It says, My dearest Moonlight, whenever I see you, my heart does backflips. Your beauty is like a fresh pot of jollof rice, and your voice sweeter than suya on a Friday night. I can't hold it in anymore. I love you. Please meet me behind the mango tree after the event so that we can talk about our future together. The girls erupted in laughter and chaos. Somebody is in love, oh! All are clapped excitedly. But who? Mary was trying hard not to laugh. All right. Whoever wrote this, if you want to step forward, now is your chance. There was silence. Then from the boys' side, someone coughed nervously. All eyes turned to Daniel, one of the shyest boys in the group. His ears were so red they could be mistaken for traffic lights. Tunde, you said you would drop it secretly, he whispered. Tunde, looking very guilty, winced. Ah, I may have dropped it in the wrong place. Wrong place? Daniel's voice cracked. Where exactly did you drop it? Before Tunde could answer, Principal Agnes cried out. Her eyes darted between the letter and the crowd. Wait, this handwriting, dearest Moonlight, this letter was meant for me? The garden went completely silent. Then chaos. The students screamed. What? Who wrote a love letter to Principal Agnes? Daniel nearly fainted. Ah, God forbid. Principal Agnes, please. It's not for you, Mary tried to explain through her laughter. But Principal Agnes wasn't done. She turned to the boys, hand on her chest. Who amongst you sees me as his dearest Moonlight? This was exactly what someone called me in an anonymous school feedback note last term. Who said my beauty is like jollof rice? Daniel was running out of breath. It's not me, I swear. The other boys were on the floor, weak from laughter. This is the best thing I have ever seen in my life, Cynthia giggled. Okay, let's clear this up, Mary said, still laughing. The letter is obviously for someone else. But next time, maybe write the person's name, she said, looking pointedly at Daniel. Tunde patted Daniel's back. Well, bro, at least now we know Principal Agnes is open to love. Principal Agnes raised a brow. Tunde, detention on Monday. The crowd roared with laughter as Daniel shook his head in defeat. Tunde, I will never forgive you. Mary smiled as she watched them. This was exactly what she had hoped for. A Valentine's Day filled with laughter, not regrets. She wandered towards the garden, enjoying the peacefulness away from the noise. That was when she noticed Tunde sitting alone on a bench, staring at the sky. Mary sat beside him. Penny for your thoughts? He let out a small chuckle. I don't think my thoughts are worth that much. She tilted her head. Try me. Tunde hesitated. I've been feeling sick a lot lately. Tired, weak. I don't know what's wrong. And I guess I'm scared to find out. Mary nodded, understanding. It's normal to be scared, but knowing is better than guessing, Tunde. No matter what it is, there is help. He exhaled slowly. I know. I just don't want to go alone. Mary smiled. You won't be. You have friends who care about you. And if you want, I can help you take that first step. Tunde looked at her, gratitude in his eyes. I think I would like that. Just as the event was coming to an end, a loud gasp rippled through the crowd. A delivery man stood at the entrance, holding a giant teddy bear with a card that read, To Mary, from your secret admirer. Mary's jaw dropped. Wait, what? The students erupted into laughter and teasing. Who is it, Miss Mary? Cynthia grinned. Mary shook her head. I have no idea. The principal smirked. Well, looks like even public health advocates have Valentine surprises. Mary groaned, but couldn't help laughing. All right. Who planned this? No one confessed. The mystery remained unsolved as the event wrapped up, adding one last twist to an unforgettable night. As the bus rolled back to school, the once almost wayward girls were now a tad bit wiser. They had learned that Valentine's Day wasn't about proving love through risky choices. It was about laughter, friendship, and making smart decisions. And thanks to Mary, it was a Valentine's Day they would never forget.